One of the things that is important to me is a bill relative to an act creating a local option property tax cap for low-income seniors. And the governor has filed a similar version of this in her Municipal Empowerment Act bill. I will say that the legislature, thanks to the leadership of so many, was able to do the largest tax relief bill in the history of the state, where we doubled the senior circuit breaker tax credit, and we're able to keep the credit indexed to inflation going forward. The senator and I have also worked very hard on supporting housing. Last session, we supported a $4 billion bond bill, which also included some new credits.
We get dozens, if not hundreds, of emails and calls a day, many times from seniors that are on a fixed income that are trying to deal with escalating costs, and they're struggling for a multitude of different reasons. So it's not you can't just put it in a silo, and I know this has been the discussion that you all have been having too. It's not just about taxes or tax relief, right? It's about cost of housing, cost of healthcare, cost of prescription drugs. I mean, you name it, and the costs have been exponentially rising. Problem is we're dealing with escalating costs as well in the state. You're nibbling around the edges. Right, you're giving as much relief as possible, but the bottom line is we still need to be able to fund the services that our constituents and people across Massachusetts rely on. Growth has slowed. I won't say that we're in a recession. We're not. The economists have made sure that I don't say that we're in a recession, but it's a bit of a slow session, right? Finally, I'll just say, and Adam led off with talking about healthcare. But when you look at the healthcare costs themselves to an unsustainable level across the board, pharmaceutical costs, prescription drugs, it's become too expensive. We can't fix that with offering relief to people or kind of just nickel and dime in certain things. We need a wholesale change, we think, in the system. You look at the different sectors within healthcare, whether it's the PBMs or the hospitals or the payer side, we've been really trying to figure this out to get to the root of the problem, and of course they all blame each other, right? Everybody points to each other, but the bottom line is all of us that are trying to now deal with budgets, we're the ones getting squeezed, and that's taken up more and more and more of a percentage of all of our budgets, including with the state. Medicare, in all the proposals, seems to be, like it'll be relatively held harmless. Medicaid keeps me up at nights. If we see the realization and cuts of over $800 billion at the federal level on Medicaid, that is billions of dollars that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts cannot absorb. And you're talking about close to 40–50% of the kids in Massachusetts, including in our region here, that are on some sort of state subsidized plan, including Mass Health. That is something that we absolutely cannot sustain, and we're having a very different conversation if that happens. As we consider legislation over the next few months and the next year and a half left of our session, that we're trying to be bold. We're trying to be as aggressive as we possibly can, but still maintain the competitiveness of this region and the Commonwealth as a whole. So, wish I had better news, Mr. Chairman, but we owe it to be honest with each other. So,
well, thank you for the sobering news that we have had pounded into us by Town Manager Borg over health insurance. But that is. It is certainly not something which anybody on council or on any of our subcommittees is surprised to hear about, because we've been hearing about it since October, that this is a real problem that we're going to have to address.